So what if I told you that you could actually get the plugin chains from some of the best mixing engineers in the business, such as CLA, Andrew Sheps, Jakir King, and many more right inside of your DAW? Well, you can do that here with StudioVerse inside of StudioRack. You need, I believe you need a Waves Creative Access membership to have access to this. It's pretty inexpensive. I know a lot of people complained when Waves released their monthly plan, and I think rightfully so, because they got rid of the ability for people to purchase plugins outright. But then they listened to the backlash, and so now you can, have one-off purchases of plugins, and you have them for life. But you can also sign up for their Creative Access plan, and I was already paying, before this came out, for the Waves Update plan, which is $200 a year. So it's about the same, not that big of a difference. That's never dissuaded me from using Waves plugins. I think Waves plugins are the best in the industry. They're really awesome, and StudioVerse is no exception. So once you have a StudioVerse account and you've got StudioRack, then you should have access to all the Waves plugins. Then what you can do is you click this little icon here and it pulls up StudioVerse, and this gives you access to all kinds of plugin chains, and they're sorted by what plugins they're using. You can sort by settings here, so like how much CPU it's going to take up, whether or not they're including third-party plugins. And there's also different tags here by instrument, genre, processor, and character. So if I wanted to search on 80s, hey, I want to do an 80s mix here, I don't know where to start, I can pull up 80s. Look, 80s snare, 80s drum machine claps, and Tom Drum Boosters. These are all by Waves. Are there anybody any producer? So the other thing is you can make your own plugin chains and save them to StudioVerse so other people can use them. This makes it easy to share. I'm not seeing anything by other producers. Let's just go vocals. So see, we're immediately getting some producers here. So Lou Diaz, Tizio, if I'm pronouncing that right, Preston Reed. Here's Chris Lord Algae. We got Andrew Sheps, Jeff Ellis, Jakir King, like I mentioned, and on and on. So many different producers in here, and you can get their exact plugin chains. And so for the drums here, that's what I did here. I believe I used the new Disco by Yoad Nevo. You can see one of the cool things about this is just the educational value. You can learn what are the pro producers putting on their different instruments, what chains are they using. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of them are using limiters, so I need to use limiters more. So here we're putting a limiter on the drums, which makes sense, because as you're boosting maybe the lower in volume sounds within the drum kit, you don't want to be boosting everything and getting clipping. So this kind of sets a ceiling so you can get really nice, dense, punchy drums. Different plugins in here. So there's an EQ, and then you can also see what is actually mapped to the macro. So some things are just, static, right? We just have a static curve here, and some things are mapped. So I believe the treble here is mapped. So you can see if I move the treble macro here, I can boost it right at 8K there for the drums if I want. And then we have the API 560. I really like this one. You can see it outlined in red here, what's being controlled. So not treble, presence maybe. Yep, we're boosting presence. So we got presence control here. Bass, yep, bass control. And smack attack, this is a cool one. So this allows us to control the attack and sustain of our drums overall. So that's really cool. And then vitamin, which I believe would allow us to do the width here. Yeah, so let's hear what this is doing. You can hear it definitely makes everything a lot brighter and a bit punchier as well. So that's pretty cool. So immediately you can just pull up a whole plugin chain, saves you a ton of time mixing. So this is really incredible. And speaking of mixing, just pulling up plugin chains willy-nilly is really not enough to create a professional quality mix. You have to actually know what you're doing and follow a proven system, which is why I put together my free mixing checklist, which you can grab in the description below, or go to orpheusaudioacademy.com. This walks you through step by step how to go about mixing a song from step 1 to step 2 and so on, so you can produce radio quality music from home each and every time. This will save you a ton of time so you can release more music and finish more mixes faster. I believe I was using this on my vocals as well, so we can look at vocals down here. You can see we got basically different EQ and compression going on here, and various multiple macros are assigned to these. So basically just one knob brighter is connected to the shine brighter. Clear mud is the Puigtech EQ P1A. Everything else is just static. So you're just getting mostly a static EQ or static plug-in chain here, which is great too. That's fine too. So we can listen to what these vocals sound like before and after. Blind, conveyor belt, death, robots inside, formaldehyde, breath, formaldehyde, breath. So it sounds pretty good, a little harsh. I might want to maybe bring down the brighter, or maybe need to add a de-esser in there because there's no de-esser at this point in time. Pretty good if I put the delay and reverb on that I was using. Pretty cool. I just went into StudioVerse here, and I think I typed in like vocals, and just pull up this first chain here, right here, because it had a bunch of downloads. So boom, cool vocals. So maybe I want to use something else here. So I like this one, so I'm going to save it, but I can pull up another instance of StudioRack. Platinum vocals here by Damian Lewis. Vocals, backing vocals, pop lead vocal. So we got de-esser in here. So let's look at all, so we can see what's on here. Right now they're all turned off. Interesting. So I guess we can choose what we want to turn on. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt, death, robots. So we got RVox on here. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt, death, robots inside, formaldehyde. So let's go with one control here. We're EQing a bunch of parameters. That's a bit extreme. So maybe like right there. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? We got parallel split here. CLA 76. This is synced to Smash, I guess. So we can have some parallel compression. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt, death. Shep's parallel particles. This is a nice one. So we can add thickness and brightness here, tone. Imitation hearts, replica minds. I think we're getting louder. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt, death, robots inside, formaldehyde. And we got an exciter here, so it's another parallel split. Saphira, so it's a harmonic exciter, blending into the parallel, so this is more parallel. So parallel saturation, I guess. We got parallel compression, parallel saturation. Wow. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? More de-essing you can add in. Imitation hearts, replica minds, conveyor belt, death, robots inside, formaldehyde, breath. Formaldehyde, breath. Sounds pretty darn good. Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt, death, robots inside, formaldehyde. And if you look at the meter, we're not really adding any volume, although it sounds louder because of the compression, because of the limiting. We're bringing up the quiet parts, squashing the high parts. It's more consistent. So it makes it sound louder, but we're not actually adding any more peak volume.
Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt death, robots.
Pretty awesome. So like instantly you can get really good vocals. Obviously this need to be tweaked a little bit, but like with just a couple of clicks, you have basically everything mixed. So this is a really awesome tool, right? You could scan through here all day looking for stuff. Let's look at tags. All right, look at all you got stuff for different instruments. Every instrument you could think of, except for maybe mayonnaise. Is mayonnaise in here?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No mayonnaise. So need to take off points for that, because mayonnaise is indeed an instrument. But we got master bus. What if I throw something on the master bus now? Mix bus. Mix that bus up. By the way, is bus spelled with 2 S's or 1? I've seen it both ways. You tell me in the comments below. I mean, obviously a school bus is 1, but like an audio bus. What do we got going on here? Optional EQ. Interesting. Then we got compression. SSL compression. That's a very good compressor. I do indeed like using this on my mix buses. EQ. So is this sweetening? So boost up sweetening. What are we doing? We're boosting and attenuating at 30. That's kind of the unique feature of the EQ P1A is you get like, you can boost and attenuate the same frequency and it creates a really nice low end without mud. Do a separate tutorial on that. And then we're also boosting some of the higher frequencies there right about where the vocals would sit. So that's nice. Oh, infected mushroom pusher. I really like this plugin actually. This sounds really good. So what is this on? Oh, the low note. So set the key. And then just push. Cool. So I think this is like compression. Could be wrong there. And then width, stereo width. Cool. I like that push. Okay, so push is doing everything. Highs, the harmonics. All right, let's hear what this sounds like before and after.
Imitation hearts, replica minds, illusion of choice. Are we so blind? Conveyor belt death, robots inside, formaldehyde. Formaldehyde.
Just making it a bit louder so we'll compensate a bit. Huge difference. So amazing. I'm going to be using this in literally every song I make because this is just incredible. So I believe you can get a 7-day free trial of this. Just click the link in the description below or go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/wavesaccess. And I highly recommend this. Definitely try it out and see if it's something that will fit inside of your workflow. Remember, grab my free mixing checklist in the description below. This will show you a proven step-by-step process for how to produce radio-worthy tracks from home each and every time so you can finish more music faster. And if you want more help finishing pro-quality music faster, then be sure to click the video playing on the screen right now. With that, have an awesome day and keep creating.